In a quiet coastal town, there lived a man named Rashid. Each Sunday, Rashid would open his door and breathe in the salt-kissed air. "Peace comes early today," he would say, knowing that the best days begin with gratitude. His wife, Lila, was a woman of quiet wisdom. In their modest courtyard, and clay jars held the day's water, she prepared their simple meal. "Sundays are meant to breathe," she would remind her family, teaching them that life's greatest gifts cost nothing at all. Their children, Omar and Hannah, walked the sandy streets with curiosity in their eyes. Young Omar, with his dusty hair and playful spirit, would notice things others missed. "The waves are talking today," he'd say, listening to the distant surf. And little Hannah, wise beyond her years, would watch the world with gentle understanding. "It knows this place," she whispered, seeing a stray cat slip between doorways, part of the town's eternal rhythm. Here, beneath the shade of green fronds, Rashid spread their woven mat with care. Lila arranged their humble meal, flatbread, olives, simple food that tasted of home and love. "Slow food, calm hearts," she said, knowing that nourishment comes from more than bread alone. Omar tore his bread carefully, savoring each bite. "It tastes like home," he said. Beside him, Hannah swung her small feet and hummed softly, lost in the peaceful moment. "I wish days stayed like this," she sighed, not yet knowing that some moments, though brief, last forever in memory. But then, as they finished their meal, Omar's eyes caught something that didn't belong. Scattered near the old benches lay trash, bottles, wrappers, the careless leavings of others. He stopped, staring. "This doesn't belong," he said quietly, his young heart troubled by the sight. Hannah saw it too. Without a word, she bent down and picked up a paper wrapper, holding it gently as if it were something wounded. "It's hurting the garden," she said, her voice small but certain. Together, the children began to clean. Omar carried bottles to the old iron barrel beneath the fig tree, each piece of glass clinking softly as it fell. "That's better," he said with satisfaction. Hannah smoothed the sand with her foot where litter had been, watching it return to its natural beauty. "It can breathe again," she whispered. From beneath the palm tree, Rashid watched his children work. A smile touched his weathered face. He said nothing, but in his silence was pride deeper than the sea. "This is enough," he thought, knowing that he had taught them well. Lila, standing by the garden's stone arch, placed her hand over her heart. "They are learning kindness," she said softly, her eyes bright with emotion. An old man, an elder of the town, approached slowly with his walking cane. He had watched the children's quiet work. "A clean place reflects a clean heart," he said, his words a blessing upon their young souls. Omar lowered his head respectfully. "Thank you," he said, learning that good deeds need no reward but recognition. Hannah smiled, her shoulders relaxed and proud. "We did good," she said simply, knowing truth needs no decoration. As the afternoon sun began its descent, a man approached, the town's caretaker. In his weathered hands he held small notebooks. "For remembering good days," he said, offering them to the children with both hands, a gesture of respect. Omar opened his notebook slowly, its blank pages full of promise. "I'll remember this," he said. Hannah pressed hers to her chest like a treasure. "I won't forget," she vowed. As the sun painted the sky in shades of orange and violet, Rashid gazed toward the horizon where sea met sky. "Small things last," he said, knowing that acts of kindness, though they may seem tiny, ripple outward like stones in still water. Lila rolled her mat, tying it with the practiced hands of someone who had done this 1,000 times. "Home is waiting," she said, her voice carrying the warmth of belonging. On the sandy road back through town, as lanterns began to flicker in windows, Omar walked beside his sister. "We'll do this again," he promised. And Hannah, squeezing his hand as the moon rose above the rooftops, replied with words that would guide them always. Together, always. For in that garden by the sea, Two children had learned what their parents already knew, that caring for the world around us is not a burden, but a gift, that kindness is not weakness, but the greatest strength, and that the smallest hands can hold the biggest hearts. This is how love grows. This is how the world becomes beautiful. One small act, one quiet moment, one garden at a time.